Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge. This video is brought to you by SeatGeek, so if you guys are looking for tickets for any event in the entire world, anything at all, it does not even have to be related to wrestling, go ahead and use code Hodge on SeatGeek and save yourself 20 bucks. It's on first time orders only, so if you used SeatGeek before, just make a new account and use my code anyway. Code Hodge, save you 20 bucks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kick off this episode with the first news story of the day. The first news story of the day is going to be about Mr. Kevin Owens. So there's a lot of rumors and stuff going around saying Kevin Owens maybe, just maybe, might be leaving the WWE. Let's go to AEW. Why would he do that? Well, he has a bunch of friends there. They could have, Mount Rushmore back or whatever the group was in Ring of Honor. So there's a lot of rumors that Owens might actually do that. But apparently, this is a confirmed news story. Kevin Owens has officially re-signed with the WWE. He issued a statement saying that this is the best decision for his family. So in my opinion, they probably offered him a lot more money than AEW was willing to, because AEW has so much talent right now. There's not really room to be switching and having all these new people in as much as AEW is like the new WWE and the way WWE used to be. It's just there's not enough room for everyone. I mean, this was WWE's problem to begin with, was we had too much talent and not enough TV time. And I don't want AEW to develop the same problem, even though it's very likely they very well could. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next confirmed news story of the day is going to be about AEW versus WWE, kind of. So they don't often, I don't know if they've ever even done this before. So WWE and AEW have been in the same arena pretty much at the same time, like a few weeks after. So AEW went to the same arena in New York, pretty much New York City, right outside Long Island, right? This arena, okay, they had Monday Night Raw there. It drew quite horrible. I mean, I don't know what they had. They like a half sellout or something. And then AEW had a show there 2 weeks later, just a Dynamite or whatever. And this show pretty much completely sold out. So you pretty much have double the audience in this arena for AEW versus the WWE Monday Night Raw. So that's just the difference in draw right now. I mean, AEW, Dynamite's their flagship show. WWE, I wouldn't necessarily say Monday Night Raw is the flagship show, even though it's better than it has been in the past, year or something. It's gotten slightly better. I mean, they just have kind of on and off episodes. Every once in a while I'd be like, this Raw is freaking great. And then the next week it's like, man, this is kind of lackluster. They're just kind of just not trying or something. Anyway, yeah, AEW drew double what WWE did in the same arena, pretty much during the same, kind of time of the year. So it's kind of shocking to see. All right, let's jump to the next confirmed news story. And the final confirmed news story before I get into rumors is going to be about Jeff Hardy. So Jeff Hardy has been released by the WWE. We went through this in the last news episode here. So Jeff Hardy, he looked sluggish when he came out for one of the shows and actually left before the match ended, and he went through the crowd. It was all kinds of crazy, and people were like, what the hell is wrong with Jeff Hardy? And of course he has, his substance abuse issues in the past. So everyone's like, oh my God. And then WWE actually fired him for this. They offered him help to go to rehab or whatever. He refused the help. And he was released. Everyone's like, oh no, Jeff Hardy's kind of bad off again. But Matt Hardy, Jeff's brother, recently did a video with Jeff, and they're kind of doing a promo, teasing Hardy Boys back together. And basically, Matt confirms that Jeff is not on any substances whatever. The drug test that WWE gave Jeff, they haven't got the results back for, but he guarantees it'll come back clean, and that Jeff's actually the best he's been in his entire life. He's very clean, he's very mentally healthy, his mental health is very good, and all of that. So I don't really know what happened. A lot of people are saying maybe Jeff kind of bamboozled the system a little bit to get out of his contract so he could go be with his brother in AEW. I'm not pushing that theory. Maybe the guy was just having a rough day. Sometimes, even wrestlers are people. They have rough days as well, and sometimes they're not really feeling it too much. Maybe that's just what happened that one day that WWE sent him home and then decided to fire him for just like that, give the guy a break or whatever. I don't know what happened. Maybe we'll have more details in the future, and apparently there's a story to tell, and Jeff will tell it in the future. But we'll just have to wait and see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's actually the only confirmed news stories that I talked to you guys about today. But now, go and get your juice boxes out, get your juice boxes ready, because ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. All right, the first rumor is about them changing the WWE contracts, kind of. So apparently all these new contracts they're changing different things about them, and one of the larger, crazier things they're changing is that they're no longer doing like a merchandise bonus. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you know, when you buy a wrestler's shirt, like the wrestler should get like a portion of the sale, right? Like, I mean, they never even got that much. If it was a $20 shirt, you know, they got like maybe $3 of that, but you know, it adds up when there's like thousands of shirts being sold, like $3 for every shirt. It definitely adds up. But the thing is, some wrestlers are not getting that anymore. Apparently only like the top stars, like Roman Reigns, will still get that kind of deal or whatever, but some of the lower end mid-card people are not getting that deal. So like if we buy like I don't know, like a Dolph Ziggler shirt or something. I mean, the guy was a top star at one point, but now he's, you know, kind of riding the mid-card. He's still doing cool stuff. He's still a great wrestler, one of the best in the entire world. But, you know, if you buy a shirt, he might not get a cut of it. I'm not saying his contract's like that, but apparently some of the contracts will be like that when they re-sign them to new deals. They're no longer doing the merchandise bonus, as well as like a ticket sell bonus. Like if a show sells way better than they expected, usually they like split up the profits between the roster. Apparently they're not doing that for the mid-card guys anymore. It's just main event guys. So they're just kind of cutting things and kind of cheaping out on a lot of things, and apparently they're going to be paying salaries instead of like downside guarantees anymore, like a guaranteed amount of money, like you get $1 million every year for 3 years. It's not like that. It's like a salary. It's not really that different, but they're just not like it's pretty much, this is how much money we're giving you. There's not going to be any extra. So that kind of sucks, but the top guys, it's a little bit different. All right, the next room is a kind of a weird one, but I can definitely see it. So WWE, apparently the internal thought backstage with the officials or whatever is that we don't have enough big guys. Like most of the guys we have right now are smaller guys. We don't have really any like big guys like we used to. We used to always have like more bigger guys than smaller guys. Now we don't really have any bigger guys because all the bigger guys just aren't here. So I guess this is what WWE's kind of looking for now on NXT. You know, they're looking for bigger guys to sign because they don't have really too many bigger guys. And it's not just like a bigger guy. It's a bigger guy that can be a star, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like things now, they're more like, they get more like the more in shape, like athletic guys, like maybe on the smaller side, but the healthier side. They can do more in the ring than a bigger, out of shape guy can do. I mean, of course, there is exceptions to this, but generally, yeah, I think WWE and pretty much the whole wrestling business has kind of transitioned from having like, it's all these big mammoth of guys. You have to be at least like 350 pounds to even step into a wrestling ring, and you got to be at least 6'2". If you're under 6'2", you are a midget and you belong nowhere near a wrestling ring. That's basically the way it used to be, but things have really changed now. Now it's kind of like the opposite. Like the smaller guys are kind of everywhere now. So I mean, it's an interesting point. I mean, the bigger guys, you know, kind of do get that kind of superhero look, and I don't know if they're talking bigger guys, like, you know, like a big, I don't even know what we would call it, like a Big Show kind of deal, or like a John Cena kind of deal, just like a big muscular guy. I don't know. I feel like we got more of these thinner, like athletic guys than we do like these big bodybuilders like we used to. So I don't know what WWE wants, but they're looking for bigger guys, whatever in the hell that even means. All right, the next rumor. This is not really the name I thought I would mention here on, you know, the WWE News Rumor Show, but this is about MJF. MJF. MJF's the greatest heel in the business right now, probably. This was just crazy to even say. So apparently WWE are very interested in signing MJF. And I'm standing here with a giant, hard no. No, you are not signing MJF WWE. I mean, I get MJF's probably going to be looking towards, I don't know what the guy's looking towards. You don't even know how MJF is as a person because he's always living the gimmick. He's always in character. You never know how the guy actually is. But basically, you know, MJF couldn't beat MJF in WWE. He's been being handed a script. He's being handed a PG like barrier. Like that's the thing about MJF. He crosses the line so many times about so many different subjects. In WWE, that line cannot be crossed because that line on the other side of that line is the advertisers, and we cannot upset the advertisers. So that line is very hard line that cannot be crossed. So MJF would not fit with the WWE system very well. With being able to go PG or whatever, but apparently, the officials at the Fox, you know, the Fox Network and USA Network, both networks have MJF's kind of caught their attention or whatever, and then the network officials, like very high up network officials, have been asking WWE about MJF, being like, can we get this guy? Like when his contract's up with AEW, can we get this guy? Apparently MJF's contract's not up till 2024. Which is, you know, only another 2 years. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think that PG line is going to have to be broken if we bring in someone like MJF. Because I just don't think you're getting MJF with a PG barrier. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the final news story, the final rumor, the final thing I'll be talking about inside this episode of WWE News and Rumors. This is going to be about the game himself, Mr. Triple H. So Triple H has recently, had some health issues. He's had a heart attack and, it was pretty bad off apparently. I mean, it was a very... it wasn't really told to us at face value about how bad it was. I mean, the guy pretty much almost died, and that's the fact of the matter for Triple H. Like, Triple H was very bad off, and he's still not really that good off, but he's safe now. He's stable, but I mean, he's I think he's still working from home, but maybe he's going to start returning to the office soon. But yeah, it's been months since this happened, which leads open the question. Triple H isn't just some like business backstage guy. I mean, the guy, he's a wrestler. That's what he is. That's what he's always been. He's a wrestler. He was born to be a wrestler. He's a wrestler. So will the guy ever wrestle again? And the answer to that question is more than likely probably not. This is really bad, but one point I would like to make is with Jerry Lawler. Of course, Jerry Lawler had that crazy heart attack like when he was on commentary Monday Night Raw. And it was told he would never wrestle again, and WWE told him he will never wrestle again. But he's actually been wrestling again on the indies. Like, Jerry Lawler's been wrestling on the indies since that incident. I think he's wrestling like recently, but like since that incident, he's wrestled. So I don't want to say it's impossible or anything, but I do believe his style would be changing and he wouldn't really be the same Triple H would be. But I can't sit here and say that because anything could happen. The guy could just be like $1 million again. I don't know, but it's obviously in his best interest not to wrestle. His doctor's probably saying you probably shouldn't wrestle, but as far as he can't, I don't know. It's a touchy subject. It's kind of just a what if, because we don't really know how bad off he is or he isn't. I mean, I don't know. It's a really, really tricky situation. But there is a very big likelihood that we may have already seen Triple H's last match. So it's very sad, but we don't know that for sure, and we'll just have to wait and see. So there you guys have. That's basically going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Right now on screen, I'm going to leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to this channel if you guys happen to be brand new here. But I am Brandon Hodge, your king of vlog style, and I will see you guys in the next video.